Welcome everybody, welcome to this series of videos I'm going to do on tidying and decluttering this workshop and sorting it out and making it a usable space, because at the moment it's anything but a usable space. This is kind of the end result of a series of workshop moves that I've had to do that have been imposed on me, and a result of moving and whatnot. And yeah, I've had something like 5 workshop moves in 10 years, and a couple of those I had no choice, actually 6 if I count a temporary one, and a couple of those I had no choice about. I had to kind of do them. So as you can see, just from the outside shot of the door looking in, there's a lot going on in here, a lot of stuff being stored. And although it's kind of ordered, it's very non-functional space. As I go in, you can see I can hardly get in the door because I've got these crates. I think that'll be the very first thing I get sorted out, is to move those upstairs. This is a 3-bay garage, so I've got no excuse for end space, and there's a lot of amazing videos of people on YouTube with making do with an awful lot of smaller spaces than this, so I've really got no excuse. So yeah, a very brief tour, and then we can go into more detail as we go on. Yeah, crates and stuff, oddments, heavy duty boots that I took to the Arctic about 10 years ago. I probably need to sell those. I can't even wear them in this country, they're too warm. And then on this racking I've got a whole load of different stuff: gardening stuff, cycling, camping. I've got the 2 bikes here, and then as you can see I've got a lawnmower and a strimmer in here as well, which doesn't help. So I think long term I'd like to actually get rid of those. And then coming round stepping into the workshop, I've got a wood rack, which is great, but I've got an awful lot of wood there that probably is not very useful, and it's taking up an entire wall. So I think I need to take 2 shelves of those out and put a chop saw in there and make another workspace. That'll be very useful. I'll get more into that as things clear. And then panning around, you can see the sort of general thing. We've got more yellow boxes there, they need to be cleared out. And then we've got an enormous amount of cardboard, which is destined to be put on the garden, actually, to kill weeds and to create a vegetable patch. So that's another project. And then I've got some machines here. I've got a drill press back there, a dust collector, a bandsaw, a small contractor type saw, a DeWalt contractor type saw, and then buried away, you can't really see it, it's about there, is a hammer plane, I think that's and down here on the floor, and amongst all this other garbage, is a 3-phase converter that a neighbour of mine has kindly given me to see if I can make it work. I think if I do get it working, he wants some money for it, but last time he used it he couldn't really get it to work. It kept tripping his system out. So that's a project to be looked at. So yeah, going around here, we've got all this garbage on top of this big chest here. If I come round, you'll see a bit better. This is one of 2 plan chests that I've got. That Mozart in the background, I think it's Mozart, is my Makita. Oh, there's 2 of them going now. That's my Makita battery charger. They'll shut up in a moment. This is an enormous plan chest, and because there's so much stuff on the top of it, the drawers are very stiff. But this is a brilliant storage facility. These, in sort of paper sizes, this would probably be, I don't know if it'd be A0, it'd be A1 at least, I would have thought. Massive drawers. And there's a story behind this, which I will tell you in a later video, which is very interesting. related to these sort of forced workshop moves that I had to do. And then panning round, I've got this more of this blue shelving. I've got a layer of two lots of blue shelving here, and it's just full of bits and pieces. I wouldn't say half, but probably a third of this can just be given away, sold, recycled. A lot of stuff in there that doesn't really belong. I've got my workbench here, which is one I made with Christopher Schwartz in Germany. I went as part of the Dictum classes. We went and made workbenches with him. I forget now when that was. 2014 maybe, or 15, maybe around that time. And back here, loads of paints and boxes of stuff. And if I pan round, here you can see the planer thicknesser, a little bit better with loads of stuff on top of it. Mainly the mobility kit and things, so it's all there. And if I pan round, then I've got this tool chest. Again, a Christopher Schwartz project I did in Germany. And then here we've got a whole load of IKEA box, sort of little drawers, which most of it's full of rubbish. I can clear that out. And then a whole bunch of things here, like a tool rack and a Tormex sharpening thing, and loads of other junk that needs sorting out. And here is kind of little office area that I made myself temporarily. Underneath we've got a compressor, and some down in the bottom right there is, bottom left is the is a little trim router. Some air tools. So there's a whole compressor thing that needs to be set up. Really, I've used it now and again, but it's a bit tricky to get to where it is. I think that could be in a slightly better place. So I've got a little computer that's useful and a hi-fi to play some music while I'm in here. And then looking down here, I've got sort of like a double row of shelves. Again, more of the blue shelving that's set up like a workbench with a whole load of rubbish on there. Some old guard chairs at the back, and some wooden shelving that's full of books, papers, some abrasives and other stuff. So this is like, and there's another plan chest here. You can see this is a smaller plan chest that's probably only like A2 in size or something like that. So there we go. That is roughly what I am facing. I have got to sort this out. It is long overdue. It's been about, I would say, about 5 years coming, really. I moved in here into this space about 3 years ago, and I spent a lot of time insulating it, putting a new floor in. I can talk a bit more about the process behind that if people want. But since I've been moving in, I've been very busy with renovating the house, so I haven't really spent any time in here apart from doing urgent stuff that I need to do for the house. And about a year ago, just over a year ago now, there were 2 sofas in here and a load of other stuff from the house, so I mean there was literally no room to move at all. So what I've got now is a slight improvement. It is vaguely functional, but it is massively in need of just that final push to get it really nicely sorted out. So I think what I'll do is put the camera down in a minute and then come up with a decluttering plan and an organisation plan, and then make a start on it. Don't have to do it all in one go. It's just chipping away at it, doing a little area day by day, or just taking one shelf, clearing it out, and so on. So there we go, that's the challenge. I'm setting myself a goal of doing it this winter, so, you know, for the next sort of 4 or 5 months, basically, while the weather's bad outside and the nights are dark and there's not much to do outside. Just basically, you know, try and get this up and running, try and get the power sorted out so I can use the machines, try and get enough space so I can swing a cat in here, and yeah, try and make it like a usable space. There's a lot of household stuff in here that shouldn't be in here. It'd be nice to get the garden stuff into a shed. I've got a shed, but of course the roof on it is knackered and it leaks water, so, and there's a whole load of brambles growing on the top of the roof. So in order to get rid of the garden stuff in here into that shed, I need to fix the roof. And you can see there's a mountain of cardboard boxes in the corner, and my neighbour might want those. An old computer sitting there with a big tower, that should probably be sold. Somebody out there that might want it. And so on and so on and so on and so on. Just everywhere I look, it's just stuff to do. Loads and loads and loads of bits and pieces. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Be interesting to see how this series of videos progress. That this is the first one, and probably what I'll do, as I'm tidying, I'll try and set the camera up so you can see progress. But if I don't manage to film myself tidying, then like a time lapse or something, then I'll give you an update about certain areas, and I'll also talk about the thought processes that I've gone through in terms of decluttering and organisation. There's a lot of really good content out there about that kind of thing, so I'm drawing inspiration from that. But just looking at all the stuff in here just depresses me, really. But it is doable. You just got to keep at it. I think consistency and belief in yourself and your method and persistence are the sort of 3 qualities to keep going at this and to fix a situation like this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.